Hey everyone, this is Brett from Link Digital, and I'm going to now show you the first change I'm going to make in my new Pigeon CKAN extension. And that change will be, we're going to add a really simple blueprint to it. Now, blueprints in Flask applications are like kind of distinct parts of the application that do maybe a collection of things that are quite similar but different from the rest of the application. And I guess the analogy is a blueprint is, say, if you were building a whole house, the whole house would be the application. A blueprint would be a certain part of building the house, like maybe the plumbing or the electrical work or even the painting would be a kind of a distinct part. It's part of the whole house build, but it's a kind of separate part in itself. And it's just a way of being able to organize. A blueprint is a way of organizing things into kind of a more modular aspect of the application, and it just sort of breaks down the problem to kind of simpler pieces that you can put together, and it's a kind of a framework for doing that within Flask applications. So let's just do a really simple blueprint. It's quite easy to do, but I think it's important to for this extension, this new extension, just to make a change to it really, and just see the change come through. So let's just do that now. I have my Docker environment currently down, but I will build it up again. And that's built. Now we're going to run all the containers back up so we get it actually running. Maybe try and log in before we actually get anything. So we'll wait for CKAN to come up, and then we'll just log in, I think, first, and just because I think we've even done that yet. And this is just based off the CKAN Docker repo there, using the development images and containers. So here we go. So CKAN's coming up. Yeah, so we're waiting for the line that says that it's CKAN's listening on port 5000, and it should be the last line of the log when it is started. Okay, so that looks like it's up and running. Yeah, okay. So we'll log in. That's the URL there. I'll put myself down here so you can see. Maybe bring this window a little bit bigger. So we're going to log in, and you see CKAN_admin is the username, and that's being set up. And password is what's in the .env file. Okay, so we've logged in. Okay, now. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. Just log into the app. Log into CKAN. Now, what we need to do is, now I'm running a local So the actual extension source, application source, is running within, I have a bind mount that means that I have it running in my container, but I also have exactly the same file running on my local machine. So this is where I'm going to be doing my development. So let me bring that window over here from my other screen. So now we'll just jump out of that, I think. And so within the CKAN ext-pigeon directory, we have a kind of a normal looking extension layout. They all kind of look very, very similar, and you kind of get used to the layout after a little while. But in the CKAN ext directory, there's another directory which is the name of the extension, pigeon in our case, and probably the most important file is the plugin file, so we'll bring that up. Now for a blueprint, we have to uncomment some of these lines to get blueprints, because by default blueprints are not really activated. There's not much activated at all. The plugin is actually running, but it's not doing anything at all. That's different to, it's not doing anything. So we just have to make some simple changes here, uncomment some of the blueprint specific lines. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to uncomment this line here in the pigeon plugin class. So we kind of means that we can load the blueprint stuff here. Now this function here is the next one we uncomment, which is, so within the views modules and the views is not defined, because so what we have to do now is import CKAN x.pigeon.views as views. So we see under here, this is CKAN x.pigeon, and the views is the Python file here. And so we are just importing that into the plugin file, so we're able to access that code from here. So that's done. Blueprint, so if we commented that out, we would have a problem with the squiggly line. Well, not, the squiggly line says that we have a problem with, oh, okay, so views is not defined, so but you're using it, so that this won't work, and it kind of points out that to us before we actually try and run anything. So that's why we need to uncomment that import, and then that squiggly line goes away, which is what we want. So I think that that's all we need to use a blueprint in the plugins file. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all. Now the next thing we do is now the actual, so it's calling views.getBlueprints function. So if we go down to the views Python file, we see that there is a getBlueprints function here, and it returns pigeon, which is being defined as a blueprint. Now this function here is the one that's called as well, and this defines the actual URL that the new URL that we are going to create in this blueprint. So our application will do something when we use this URL, /pigeon/page. And what it's going to do is defined here, which is our function page, and this is going to return some text, hello pigeon. Now I'm going to change that, and I'm going to put the first line of the Wings song single pigeon instead. Now, single pigeon through the railings, did she throw you out? Is going to be the actual text that's output when we access that URL. Now we're going to save all both files, and what we should be able to see here now, you can see, is CKAN will kind of load the changes that have been made into the source code, and we don't need to restart anything. Those changes we've made should be automatically activated, and we should be able to access that URL now. And now what we want to do is bring up the browser. Excuse the noise. I've got my door open. It's quite warm today in Berlin, and I'm not really sure what's going on out there. There is maybe a drama school close by, and they might be doing something outside. I'm not sure. Anyway, so this is the URL here, pigeon page, pigeon/page. So if we access that now, there you go. We see we have this text coming through, which is where we define that in the view. Single pigeon through the railings, did she throw you out? So this is just a really simple example of creating a new blueprint it's basically a hello world blueprint, and it just shows you what's the first change that I've made to my new CKAN extension. The changes that I'm going to be doing now from now on are going to be a little more complicated than this, but it's not that much complicated, more complicated. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Bye.